Do you think being an adult is stressful?
Yes, definitely.
What's your definition of stress?
Stress, to me, I can't really define it. It's just more of a feeling. It's just like constant buzzing in your head because you have so many responsibilities, and it just kind of like fogs up your brain.
Do you receive help from your parents?
Yes, I do.
What is your biggest fear when it comes to living on your own?
That I won't be able to afford living on my own.
Have you ever struggled with meeting bills, and how do you cope with that feeling?
Yes, I have struggled to meet bills. I used to help my mom pay for them. I still do. What I do to cope, because I guess I don't really cope because it's like, I just have to constantly keep going, stay in school, stay in the honor roll, Yeah, I guess there's really no time for me to relax about it.
Okay, so like, do I get emotional support? So, well, just to go off right now, like my dad, he had pancreatic cancer like earlier this year, and he passed away this April. So like, and now it's just like my mom and me, and I have like other family members too, like my sister and stuff. But yeah, I say the relationship I have with my mom, I get like emotional support, or at least I know what I'm getting if I do want to get emotional support.
From your family, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is your biggest fear when it comes to living on your own?
I think just kind of bills and expenses, like managing day to day, because I see how hard life is, seeing on social media how, on social media how hard it is, like paycheck to paycheck, your job, things can just happen suddenly and then you're without a paycheck, or it's harder to kind of survive, I guess. I think in terms of bills, not like day to day or month to month, I'm rather fine on that. I think the main thing that just causes me stress is just like student loans, because I took out a good few in the past, undergrad and once so far, but thankfully I don't think I have to take out any more. But it's just like thinking about how I'm going to pay it off, and even though there's the debt relief thing going around, I don't know how that's going to turn out. So,
Have any advice for anyone that's coming to college? Like as a freshman, things that like you wish someone would have told you?
I guess just like talk to more people about the experience versus the reality, because I know a lot of people said, I think it said a lot more like living on campus or even going to campus is more for the experience, educational wise. A lot of what you're getting here, you can get other places, or it's possible to just learn what specific thing you want to learn before like coming here, or even community college, consider doing that before coming to like a 4-year institution or a bigger college to save money, that kind of thing. Just like gauge and weigh whether this is really what you want to do, and if it is, find ways to really cut costs, because I don't want to say you're not missing out on a lot, but just decide what's important to you,
Do you think living off campus is like a way to cut cost for freshmen, or do you think that like living in a dorm is like what you need for like the freshman experience?
I'd say for the freshman experience, if you can, I'd say afford it, or if you're fine with the cost for loans, then living on campus, at least for your freshman year, is good. You make connections, you get to know the campus, you feel more integrated. And again, if you have that option,
Okay. What's the first moment in your life where you like came to the realization that you were like entering adulthood?
Okay, so I saw that question and I couldn't think of nothing because like I still feel like a big kid. So I'm just like, learning.
You know what, Terry? I think those bros really did love Fun Bucket in a much more deeper and sensual way than we ever could. We should invite them over for a game night.
And just trying to figure out life. I don't know.
I feel like for me, it was the first time I had like a relationship. So is there any experience that you've had in college so far that like makes you want, or in adulthood so far that makes you want to go back and be like, wow, I wish I would have changed that?
Nah, because I just feel like everything like kind of happens like for a reason. So no, I wouldn't change nothing.
Okay. That's like a really good mindset to have, because I feel like I always run into the problem where I'm like, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Like, I'm so dumb for doing that.
Right.
Instead of just being like, it happened, like, life happens. Like,
Right, yeah.
don't be on yourself about things that you can't change.
Exactly.
Do you prefer living with your parents or do you prefer living on your own? And then, like, what would be your advice to, like, people deciding if they should live on campus or if they should live at home?
Right.
Or off campus?
I prefer living on my own. I think like when you're on your own, you're kind of like forced to like lean on yourself and like just learn like more about yourself, like as an individual, like separately from your family, and just like like yeah, like becoming yourself, like becoming your own person.